Hello, this is Tara with Index Data, and this is how to view funds in FOLIO. Funds in FOLIO are handled in the Finance app. To view a particular fund in FOLIO, we'll first navigate to the Finance app. We'll select Fund from the button group at the top of the Search and Filter pane. Here, we can search for a particular fund by name, code, or external account number. Searching all includes all of these fields. We can also filter by ledger, status, type, group, acquisition unit, or tags. Once we do our initial search, our results will appear in the second pane. To see details about a result, click on the result to open the record in the third pane. Here we'll see information about the fund, all current, planned, and previous budgets, and any expense classes associated with the fund. To view a list of transactions for the current budget of this fund, click the Actions button in the third pane and select View Transactions for Current Budget. Here, you can pop out an additional Search and Filter pane using the arrow on the left to find the transaction you're looking for. Click the X in the upper left-hand corner to close this view and return to the previous screen. Unlike in some systems, funds in FOLIO have budgets. They are not themselves budgets. While the budget accordions on the fund display the sums for allocated, net transfers, unavailable, and available, you'll need to click on the budget to open the budget record and see details about funding or financial activities, or perform any actions. Once we're in the budget summary, we can view additional details about the budget. Under funding information, we can see the initial allocation, which is the amount of the first allocation made to the budget, any increase or decrease in allocation, which are the sums of all positive and negative allocation transaction amounts, not including the initial allocation, made to the budget, the total allocated, which is calculated by taking the initial allocation, adding any increase in allocation, and subtracting any decrease in allocation. We can see the net transfers, which is the total net transfer amount for the budget, and total funding, which is the total allocated amount and the net transfers amount. Below, we'll see our cash balance, which is the total funding amount minus the expended amount. Under Financial Activity and Overages, we can see the amount encumbered, which is the sum of all encumbrance transaction amounts against the budget, the amount awaiting payment, which is the sum of pending payment transaction amounts against the budget, the amount expended, which is the sum of payment transaction amounts minus credit transaction amounts against the budget, and the total amount unavailable, which is calculated as the sum of the encumbered, awaiting payment, and expended amounts. We can also see the amount over encumbrance and over expended. Below, we'll see our available balance, which is the total amount available for the budget, calculated as the total funding amount minus the unavailable amount. In Nolana, negative available balances display as 0. The allowable expenditure and allowable encumbrance percentages are visible under Budget Information and can be modified by going to the blue Actions button and clicking Edit to edit the budget. These values control how much you will be allowed to encumber or expend before FOLIO will stop you from opening an order or an invoice. For example, if your budget has an allocation of $1,000 and you set your allowable encumbrance to 90%, then you will be able to encumber up to $900 before FOLIO will stop your order from opening. In order for this functionality to work, you must make sure you have checked Enforce All Budget Encumbrance Limits and Enforce All Budget Expenditure Limits on the ledger the fund belongs to. In addition to searching for funds, you can also view funds via links in other apps. Both order lines and invoice lines include links to relevant funds. These links will open to the fund details in the Finance app directly. Orders also contain links to related invoices, and vice versa. Links in FOLIO make it easy to navigate between Finance apps and find related information. And that is how to view funds in FOLIO.